Hey, welcome to the Curious Native Podcast. I'm your host, hunnasmak, and today we will be covering the topic of Native American mascots, specifically within sports teams, considering um, recent events. Native American mascots is a touchy subject for a lot of Native Americans and Indigenous folk in general, but is one I feel needs to be talked about, especially considering recent controversies with NFL team the Cheifs and the fans' response to Native American outcry. So I think let's just get right into it. And I think we should start off with a very important question. Why are Native American mascots offensive? Native American mascots are offensive because they erase and dehumanize Native American cultures and identities by depicting us as these angry, axe-wielding savages. It not only gives the idea to the public that we are these savages and these stereotypes, but ultimately opens us up to racism and assaults. Which leads me into the controversy with the NFL team, the Cheifs, whose logo is a arrowhead, which is an issue, but I think another issue a lot of Native Americans are having with this team is the team's response and the fans. You know, number one, by having their name be the Chiefs and their logo and appropriation of Native American imagery, may I just add, be an arrowhead, they open the door for their fans to use appropriated cultures, traditions, and imagery to show quote-unquote support for their team. Chief fans have been known to dress in appropriated headdresses, Native American costumes, aka appropriated regalia, and what fans of this team call the tomahawk chop, which, I mean, it's right in the name, it's offensive. Tomahawk chop. I don't think I have to explain any further why that is a racist and offensive thing to say. Beyond the points I just made, one of the issues I have with the team's continuous use of the name and imagery is their response to the criticism and outcry from Native voices asking for removal of the imagery and change of the name. According to the team, the use of the name and imagery comes from a place of respect, quote-unquote respect. But from all the reasons I've already mentioned earlier, there cannot be respect with the imagery and fans' behavior being used in such a dehumanizing, disrespectful, and racist manner. This is the same issues that I think a lot of people brought up, especially with the Redskins, and not only the Redskins, but you could even think about certain places here in the United States with names like formerly known as Squaw Valley. Trigger warning for a lot of people who that word affects. I know this episode is really, really, really short, but I don't think there's much I could technically add to this. There's so many more people that I personally even follow on Twitter who address this in such a educational format and came with, they just knew what exactly to say. And for me, it's, this is, I remember going to school when I was in elementary school, and our mascot being the Warrior, and especially here in Fresno, California, Fresno High School, there was a big controversy with them, and they had to change their mascot. So I just, I wouldn't be adding anything new to the conversation beyond talking about why it's offensive and the actual current events that are happening, especially with the NFL and all that. I did want to say though, if you are interested in learning about this situation and subject as a whole further, there will be sources and links in the description. And also, you could go to my Twitter page at hunnasmak, iThine, on Twitter. and it will be in the description, so it's not going to be too hard to find. If you are interested in, I have retweeted a bunch of different articles and interesting takes that I think, deserve their time in the light. So if you're interested in that, all the links will be in the description. But for now, I'm going to leave it at that, and I wanted to say thank you for listening to the second ever episode of the Curious Native podcast. This is a passion project of mine, so the fact that I even got any views at all on my first ever episode, that felt pretty good. So just want to say thank you for listening. I do plan on making a sequel to that first episode, like I said. I don't know exactly when it will be released, maybe in the next couple of weeks, but for now I do have a couple of different episodes that I have planned. One where I read scary stories. I don't know, that'll probably be released in the next 2 weeks. But I do have an episode planned in March for a March Madness bracket that I want to do with somebody. They are an occultist on Twitter. I'm not going to say who it is just in case that doesn't come to fruition, but that is going to be a lot of fun. So if you're interested in that, subscribe, like, and yeah, thank you for listening.